Real Reddit stories. If you love wild things and crazy drama, hit that subscribe button and drop a like to help more people find the madness.
During Christmas dinner, my wife cruelly imitated my stutter. While her whole family watched, when I tried to smile through it, she sneered, "Look at him, struggling like a broken machine. Maybe if we turn him off and on again, he'll learn to speak like a normal person." Her father high-fived her. I silently cleared their plates, still hearing their laughter from the kitchen. 6 months later, she was outside my apartment, screaming at my window. Her sister texted, "Please answer her." I spoke clearly that day, very clearly. My wife Lisa, 27F, and I have been married for 3 years, together for 5. I've had a stutter since I was a kid. It comes and goes, usually manageable, but gets worse when I'm nervous or stressed. Lisa always said she found it endearing, her exact word. At least that's what I thought. Things between us had been a bit off recently. Small things. Lisa being more irritable, spending more time on her phone, laughing at texts, but quickly turning the screen away when I'd walk by. I chalked it up to holiday stress. Her family is particular about celebration. The Christmas dinner incident. We arrived at her parents' place on Christmas Eve. Everything seemed normal. Her dad, Kobe, 58M, was watching football. Her mom was cooking. Her sister, Madeline, 30F, was there with her husband. Lisa had been weird in the car, kinda distant, checking her makeup in the mirror more than usual, which I now realize was a sign. During dinner, I was asked about our plans for the new year. I started explaining how we were saving for a tea trip to Colorado. My stutter was acting up because Kobe always makes me nervous with his constant interrupting. That's when it happened. Lisa suddenly started doing this exaggerated imitation of my stutter. Not just a quick jab, but a full-on performance. We're going to see Colorado in the spring, complete with facial contortions I've never even made. Everyone at the table froze for a second, then her dad burst out laughing. I tried to smile through it. What else could I do? We were sitting at her family's dinner table. I figured it was just a tasteless joke that crossed a line, and I talked to her about it later. But then she looked at me and sneered, an actual sneer. "Look at him, struggling like a broken machine. Maybe if we turn him off and on again, he'll learn to speak like a normal person." Her dad literally high-fived her. Her mom looked uncomfortable but said nothing. Her sister Madeline stared at her plate. I quietly excused myself and started clearing plates. As I stood in the kitchen scraping leftovers into the trash, I could hear them still laughing in the dining room. Kobe was saying something about how I can't even stand up for myself, and Lisa responding, "I know, right?" The drive home was silent. She was on her phone the whole time, smirking at whatever she was reading. When I finally confronted her at home, she just rolled her eyes. "It was just a joke. God, you're so sensitive. This is why people find it hard to be around you." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying those moments over and over. I realized this probably wasn't the first time she'd mocked me, just the first time she'd done it to my face. What I discovered. After the next morning, while Lisa was in the shower, her phone kept buzzing. A notification popped up from her friend. "OMG, that video of him stuttering at dinner was hilarious. Your dad's reaction killed me." My stomach dropped. She had recorded it, posted it, for her friends to laugh at. When she came out, I asked her about it, keeping my cool somehow. She shrugged and said, "It's just on my private story. Chill out." Like that made it better. I did some digging over the next few days. Checked our shared cloud account where our phone backups go. Found a whole folder of videos she'd taken of me stuttering, with captions like, "Hubby.exe has stopped working," and buffering. Some had comments from her friends that made it clear this had been going on for months. There were also texts between her and her dad mocking me. Texts with her friends about how embarrassing it is to be around me in public. Even one where she told someone, "Sometimes I just tell people he has a mental disability so they don't ask questions." WTF? My exit strategy. I know I need to leave, like yesterday, but I'm doing this smart. First, I've been documenting everything. Screenshots, recordings, the works. I've collected all our financial info and made copies of important documents. Moved them to a small storage unit I rented last week, paid cash. I quietly consulted with a lawyer. She advised me to keep things normal while I get my ducks in a row. So that's what I'm doing, playing the good husband while I plan. I've started moving small amounts of money to a separate account. Nothing that would raise flags. Completely legal according to my lawyer since it's still within reasonable personal spending. I'm researching apartments, looking at places Lisa would never visit, taking inventory of what's actually mine versus joint property. I've been sleeping on the couch for a week claiming back problem. Lisa barely noticed, too busy with her phone and going out with friends to question it. The hardest part is pretending everything is fine, nodding along when she talks about future plans, smiling when her dad calls, acting normal when every fiber of my being wants to confront her about the videos, the texts, the complete betrayal of trust. But I'm not giving her any warning. The day I leave will be the day she realizes exactly what she's lost. I still can't believe this is happening. 5 years together, and I never saw this side of her until now. Or maybe I just didn't want to see it. All those times she'd get frustrated when I stuttered in public. All those sudden headaches. When we were supposed to meet friends. Her constant need to answer questions for me in social situations. It wasn't protection, it was embarrassment. Tomorrow I'm meeting the lawyer. The lease on our apartment is in both our names, but it's up for renewal next month anyway. My plan is to be gone before then. I found a decent place closer to where I work and the landlord seems cool. I can move in next week if I want to pull the trigger. I keep thinking about that Christmas dinner. Her laugh. Her dad's high five. The way she looked at me like I was defective. It plays on repeat in my head. But here's the thing. My stutter doesn't define me. And soon, neither will she. We'll update when there's more to share. For now, I'm just focused on getting out with my dignity intact. Any advice from people who've been through similar situations would be appreciated. Update. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented on my previous post. I read every single message, even if I couldn't respond to all of them. Your support helped me stay focused during what has been the most surreal month of my life. So, many of you asked for an update, and boy do I have one. Quick recap. Wife, Lisa, 27F, cruelly mocked my stutter at Christmas dinner in front of her family. Discovered she'd been recording me stuttering for months to share with friends, and I started planning my exit strategy. What I didn't mention in my first post, for privacy reasons, was something that turns out to be pretty relevant. I work in the IT department at the same company where Lisa recently got promoted to account manager. Not on the same floor, not even in the same building most days, but technically the same employer. Small world, right? Except it's not a coincidence. We met at a company happy hour 5 years ago. The plan comes together. Remember I mentioned finding a new apartment? I signed the lease 3 weeks ago. It's nothing fancy, 1 bedroom, older building, but it's mine. The security deposit wiped out some savings, but worth every penny. I've been slowly moving essential items there when Lisa wasn't home. Clothes, electronics, important documents, family photos. My lawyer advised documenting everything about our finances before making any big moves. So I've been taking screenshots of our joint accounts, credit card statements, etc. Turns out Lisa has been spending way more than I realized on designer stuff she hides in the back of her closet. Tags still on. Found receipts for 4 handbags at over $800 each. Bought in the last 2 months alone, from our joint account. While gathering this info, I discovered something else. Lisa had been expensing personal dinners as client meetings at work. How did I find this? She used our joint credit card for girls' nights, but submitted the same receipts to her company as business expenses. Double dipping, not once or twice, at least 18 times in the past year. This is where things get interesting. The work connection. At my company, IT handles the expense report software, specifically, my team. More specifically, Maine. Part of my job involves system maintenance and occasionally helping the accounting department with technical issues related to these reports. I didn't go looking for this info. It literally came across my desk. Lisa had submitted a request to have some of her expense reports unlocked for editing. Standard procedure requires verification before approval. I recused myself from handling her specific request. Ethics, you know? But mentioned to my team lead that I had concerns about potential expense report irregularities, not as her husband, but as an employee following company protocol. I wasn't even sure anything would come of it. My team lead passed it to accounting. Accounting did a routine audit. And well, they found a pattern. The business trip opportunity. Last week, Lisa mentioned she had a 3-day business trip coming up. Some regional meeting 4 hours away. She seemed excited. Mentioned it was a chance to network with upper management and make an impression. She packed her nicest outfits, left early Thursday morning. As soon as her location sharing showed she was halfway there, I executed the final phase of my plan. Rented a small moving truck, had 3 friends help move my remaining furniture, left behind anything we bought together, couch, dining table, TV, cleaned out my closet, bathroom items, gaming setup, changed my direct deposit information for my paychecks, transferred exactly half the money from our joint accounts to my new personal account, left her grandmother's ring she never wore on the kitchen counter, took the cat, she's technically mine from before we met, and Lisa never liked her anyway. By Thursday night, it was like I had never lived there. I even patched the nail holes in the walls where my posters had been. The financial aftermath. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, or worse from her perspective. While she was away, 3 things happened. The first round of accounting's investigation into her expense reports concluded our landlord sent the lease renewal notice, requiring both signatures. My lawyer finalized the divorce paperwork. I didn't plan for all these to converge at once. Sometimes the universe just has impeccable timing. My lawyer advised me to leave a brief note explaining that I was filing for divorce and that she would be served the papers formally. No emotional language, no accusations, just facts. My note: Lisa, I have moved out and am filing for divorce. Please direct any communications through my lawyer, whose information is attached. I have transferred 50% of our joint funds to my separate account and left all jointly purchased household items. Warren. I also sent an email to our landlord explaining I would not be renewing the lease, copying Lisa so she wouldn't be blindsided by that, at least. The fallout. Lisa returned from her trip Sunday evening. I know this because my phone exploded with notification. Text from Lisa, 7:43 p.m. Where the fuck are you? Where's all your stuff? Text from Lisa, 7:47 p.m. Are you serious right now? You just leave while I'm gone? Real mature. Text from Lisa, 8:02 p.m. You took money from our account? My dad says that's illegal. Text from Lisa, 8:16 p.m. Answer your fucking phone. Warren, this isn't funny. There were 19 missed calls. I didn't answer any of them. Around 10 p.m., her sister Madeline texted, Warren, Lisa is really upset. I know my sister can be difficult, but isn't this a bit extreme? Can you at least talk to her? I responded, Madeline, I appreciate your concern, but this is between Lisa and me. Please respect my decision. Monday morning, Lisa was called into a meeting with HR and her boss. I didn't know this was happening. I was busy at my new place, setting up my work from home station. I only found out because Harper from accounting texted me. Hey, not sure if I should tell you this, but there's some drama happening with Lisa's department. Something about expense reports? Thought you might want a heads up. I thanked her but didn't explain. Not my circus, not my monkeys anymore. The divorce papers were delivered to Lisa at work that same afternoon. Again, I didn't plan this timing. The service company chose when to deliver once I gave them her information. But delivering legal papers to someone already having the worst Monday of their career. Oof, the current situation. It's been 3 days. My new place is starting to feel like home. My cat is adjusting well. Actually seems happier with more space to run around. I've blocked Lisa on everything except email, which I need for divorce-related communications. From what I've gathered through mutual connection, Lisa got suspended pending further investigation into her expense reports. She's telling everyone I hacked her work account to frame her. I didn't. Her dad is apparently consulting with a lawyer to sue me for everything. She had to explain to her landlord why she might not be able to afford the rent herself. The texts haven't stopped, just changed in tone. Monday night, I can't believe you would humiliate me like this at work Tuesday morning. This is about Christmas, isn't it? It was one joke. Get over yourself. Tuesday afternoon. My dad says what you did with the money is financial abuse. Wednesday morning. Please just talk to me. We can work this out Wednesday night. I'm sorry about the stutter thing. Okay? Is that what you want to hear? I haven't responded to any of it. My lawyer says I'm in a strong position. The financial split was equitable. I didn't take anything that wasn't clearly mine, and I have documentation of everything including her mockery videos and the texts with her dad. Does part of me feel bad about how everything aligned to basically nuke her life in a 72-hour period? Maybe a tiny bit. Then I remember her laughing with her dad about my speech, calling me a broken machine, and sharing videos of me struggling to talk. My stutter has actually improved since moving out. The constant anxiety of being secretly recorded is gone. I'm sleeping better, eating better. My therapist says this is common when removing yourself from a toxic environment. Next steps? Proceeding with the divorce, continuing therapy, and focusing on rebuilding. I'm not interested in dating anytime soon. Need to work on myself first. I know this was long, but a lot happened. We'll update if anything significant changes. Final update. It's been 6 months since my last update, and I wasn't planning on posting again. Figured the story was pretty much over. I moved out, divorce proceedings started, life slowly getting back to normal. Then yesterday happened. First, thanks for all the support on my previous posts. Reading your comments helped during some really dark moments. Special shout out to the fellow stutterers who shared their stories. Knowing I wasn't alone meant more than you know. Life after Lisa. These past 6 months have been transformative. Is that too cliche? Whatever. It's true. My apartment is fully mine now, decorated how I want. No one complaining about my nerdy Star Wars posters or gaming setup in the living room. My cat Pixel has claimed the sunny spot by the window as her kingdom. The dishwasher's broken and the upstairs neighbor plays bass at weird hours, but it's home. I've been seeing a speech therapist twice a month, not because I felt I needed to fix my stutter, but to develop better coping mechanisms for stressful situations. She taught me breathing techniques and ways to feel more in control when the words get stuck. It's been helping, a lot. Work has been surprisingly good. Got assigned to a new project that lets me work from home 3 days a week. My team lead Harper has been awesome. She even invited me to her birthday thing last month. Just drinks at a local bar, but it was nice to expand my social circle beyond Lisa's friends and my friends. The divorce process has been moving forward, slower than I'd like. The legal system, am I right? But steady. Lisa contested initially, then went quiet for a while. Her lawyer reached out to mine a few times trying to negotiate terms, but nothing major. Last I heard, we were looking at finalizing within the next month or so. Oh, and I started hitting the gym. Nothing dramatic, just 3 times a week, basic stuff. Down 12 pounds and sleeping better. Amazing what removing constant stress from your life can do. What happened with Lisa? From what I've gathered through mutual connections and the occasional update from my lawyer, Lisa did get fired over the expense report thing. Not just suspended, full termination. She tried to blame me, claimed I hacked her accounts, but the evidence was pretty clear. She moved back in with her parents for a while. Yikes. Eventually got a new job, but definitely a step down from her previous position. Her dad finally stopped threatening legal action when his lawyer apparently told him there was no case. I kept her blocked on everything except email, lawyer's advice. Occasionally, I'd get messages from unknown numbers that were obviously her. Unknown, March 12th. Warren, please just talk to me. I'm struggling. Here unknown, April 3rd. I lost my job because of you. I hope you're happy. Unknown, April 17th. My dad says you planned this whole thing from the beginning. Did you? Was Christmas just an excuse? I never responded, just documented everything and forwarded it to my lawyer. Lisa's sister, Madeline, reached out a few times too. At first, she was clearly Team Lisa, sending long messages about how families should work through problems and how everyone makes mistakes. But something shifted about 2 months ago. Her messages became shorter, less defensive of Lisa. Last month, she actually apologized for not saying anything during the Christmas dinner incident. Yesterday, I was having a pretty normal Saturday. Woke up, made coffee, played some Elden Ring while doing laundry. Around 2 in the afternoon, I ordered pizza and settled in for what I thought would be a quiet evening of binging that new sci-fi show everyone's talking about. At 6:18 p.m., I remember checking my phone. Someone started pounding on my door, not knocking. Pounding, like the building was on fire. I looked through the peephole and my stomach dropped. Lisa, standing there in jeans and a wrinkled t-shirt, makeup smeared like she'd been crying. I didn't open the door, just stood there frozen, heart hammering in my chest. She kept knocking, then started calling out my name. Neighbors were definitely hearing all this. Me being me, I didn't know what to do, so I just walked away from the door, muted the TV, sat on my couch hoping she'd give up and leave. She didn't. The knocking stopped after a few minutes, but then I heard her voice outside my living room window. My apartment is on the 2nd floor, so she must have gone around to the side of the building where my balcony is. She was literally standing on the grassy area below my window, looking up and shouting my name. calling out that she needed to talk to me, that it was important, that she was sorry. I closed the blinds. Then my phone buzzed. Madeline, 6:32 p.m. Warren, Lisa is having a really bad day. She found out her new boyfriend has been cheating on her, and I think she's having some kind of breakdown. Is she at your place? Me, yes, she's shouting outside my window right now. Madeline, 6:34 p.m. I'm so sorry. She took off from my apartment an hour ago. I tried to stop her. Madeline, 6:35 p.m. Please answer her, just for a minute. I'm worried about what she might do. Me, not my problem anymore, Madeline. Madeline, 6:37 p.m. She's been in therapy. She knows she messed up. Please, Warren, just 5 minutes. I'm on my way to get her, but I'm at least 20 minutes away. I sat there staring at my phone, Lisa's voice still floating up from outside. The neighbors were definitely getting a show. Finally, I did something I hadn't done in 6 months. I opened the window. The confrontation. Lisa looked up. Mascara streaked down her face. For a split second, I felt that old pull. The instinct to comfort her, fix things, make it better. Then I remembered the videos, the laughter, the broken machine comment. She started rambling immediately, how sorry she was, how therapy had helped her realize how cruel she'd been, how losing her job and going through the divorce had humbled her. She said she missed me, that her new relationship had been a disaster, that no one understood her like I did. Then she said something that actually made me laugh out loud. She told me she'd never find someone as patient and kind as me again. Patient. The word choice was interesting. Like my main value was tolerating her. And here's the thing that surprised even me. I didn't stutter once as I responded. Not a single time. The words came out clear and deliberate. I told her that I had indeed been patient. Patient while she mocked me behind my back. Patient while she recorded videos of me struggling to speak. Patient while she and her father laughed at me over Christmas dinner. And that my patience had run out. I told her that her apology meant nothing because it only came after she lost everything. That she wasn't sorry for hurting me. She was sorry for the consequences she faced. I told her that the divorce would be finalized soon, and that this conversation, this very moment of her begging outside my window, was the last interaction we would ever have. Her face changed as I spoke. The desperation shifted to something harder. She called me cruel, said I was getting some sick pleasure from seeing her suffer, that I had orchestrated her firing to punish her. That's when I closed the window and drew the blinds again. Madeline texted 20 minutes later that she had picked up Lisa, and they were gone. She apologized again for the situation. Aftermath. This morning, I woke up feeling lighter? That sounds weird, but it's accurate. Like I finally said what needed to be said, directly and clearly to her face. My speech therapist has been telling me that my stutter is often triggered by anxiety and feeling judged. Standing there, looking down at the person who had caused me so much pain, I felt neither anxious nor judged, just certain. The divorce will be final in 3 weeks according to my lawyer's latest email. I'm taking a week off to visit my parents after it's done. First real vacation in 2 years. Life isn't perfect. I still stutter sometimes. My kitchen sink has a leak I can't seem to fix, but I'm moving forward. To everyone who followed this saga from the beginning, thank you. Your support mattered more than you know.